leg slinging, headache making, big punching, rib cracking, career ending, heartbreaking, John Wayne Parr! JW is in the house and is bringing down the rafters! Australia's most popular fighter, along with the great Stan the Man Longanides, the most popular fighter of all time is this man, JW, John Wayne Parr. This place is alive. It's a happening. Evolution 12 main event.
Fighting out of the blue corner and representing Brazil, weighing in last night at 72.45 kilos. He's had 30 fights for 24 wins. He is the WMC Intercontinental Champion, the WPMF World Champion. Please welcome Cosmo Alexandre. His opponent tonight fighting out of the red corner and weighing in at 71.75 kilos. 92 professional fights for 67 wins, 33 by way of knockouts. Fighting out of the Boon Chu Gym on the Gold Coast. He has held the IMF World Title, the S1 World Title, the ISK World Title, the WKBA World Title, and tonight he fights for the WMC World Title. John Wayne Parr.
Third man in centering the bird. Brian Murphy calls them in for the final instructions. Australia versus Brazil. Wayne Parr versus Cosmo Alexandre for the WMC World Middleweight title. All is in readiness. The final instructions. We are ready to go. The time for talk is over. The voice, Michael Chiavello. The hammer, Mark Castanini. And our main event brought to you by Prime, Rod Price, our major sponsor.
Also, Rod Price also getting behind Wayne Parr. And he's a man that loves the sport and is backing the fighters and, of course, the promotions. So a big thank you to Prime and Rod Price for his commitment to the sport.
The first fight back after filming the Contender Series for John Wayne Parr. It'll be interesting to see if he's added anything new to his repertoire. Just from looking at him here in centre ring, he looks to have put on some size. John Wayne Parr.
72.5 kilo weight division, this one, maximum. Cosmo Alexandre, very well equipped when it comes to the knees, the grappling, and the elbow department. JW, the tail will be his hand skills, I believe, will be where he may be able to find an opening here on the champ Cosmo. If he lets his hands fly, he may have some luck.
Wayne Parr's family, wife Angie, daughter Jasmine, sitting ringside, as are our many celebrities here tonight from the Aussie kickboxing fight game, the likes of John Horford, Scott Bannon, and many more. Wayne Parr opens up the handiwork now. Cosmo covers up, nothing getting through.
He does not like the punches to the head, Cosmo, but he has a good step-up knee, good elbows, and he's a rangy fighter.
And Cosmo Alexandre smiles at him, says, you've got to do better than that, John Wayne. So many great fighters hailing from Brazil. You look at the likes of Royce Gracie in MMA. You look at Calaube Feitosa, Francisco Filio in K1. Add Cosmo Alexandre to the list of great fighters and great world champions. Outside thigh kick from JW. The guard of Cosmo Alexandre nice and high.
There's that step knee from Cosmo off the lead. So as soon as JW gets in the rib to the body, you can bet that Cosmo's going to let that knee fly. Those long legs are going to be confounding for JW.
J-Dub has never fought an opponent as tall as Cosmo Alexandre. High right round kick from J-W. As the second stick down here in the first round, it's been a solid one for the Aussie. Certainly ahead on our scorecard so far, but these are early times. We're set for 15 minutes of fighting if it goes the distance. Crossing elbow there from J-W.
JW just punched off the grapple literally there. He's keen to let his gloves fly, let the leather fly at Cosmo's head.
Higher left round kick from Cosmo Alexandre, going for the decapitator. The Aussie chants go up here at the sold-out Chandler Arena. End of the first round, we go to the towers. I'll lock that one away. 10-9 for JW. Hammer, do you agree?
I agree 100%.
We're in agreement tonight. Must be something in the water.
You drugged me, didn't you? There you see Wayne Parr attacking at the legs, going up. He'll go upstairs to the head. But just coming up with a game plan, coming up with a strategy is John Wayne Parr. This is the barrage of punches in the neutral corner. But don't worry Cosmo a little. Cosmo Alexandre, long range reach, and they're able to execute those high knees.
All is in readiness for the second round of 5. Unofficially, we're giving the first round 10-9 to JW. Here we go. Second round, WMC World Middleweight title on the line. Australia versus Brazil. JW, who opened up aggressively in the first stanza with the hands, now goes to work with the kicks. Nice ball right hand. Outside thigh kick from Cosmo Alexandre, the champ. Outside thigh kick, front kick from J-Dub. Might be a small cut on the side of the nose of J-W, or I might be seeing things. Body shot from J-Dub, couldn't get it on. Alexandre hasn't really opened up with the heavy artillery as of yet, especially that rear knee. Nice body rip, digging down to the liver section from J-Dub. Good high check. Front kick from Cosmo Alexandre. He's got massive feet, size 14s on the Brazilian. Inside thigh kick from JW, out to the outside thigh. Just tenderizing the lead quadricep area of the South American.
Well, this topic of this fight has been going red hot on sportsblitz.net. Of course, Australia's premier Muay Thai and kickboxing forum. So get onto it, sportsblitz, that's with a Z.net. Check it out and post your thoughts on all the fights.
Jumping round kick from JW, couldn't get past the double forearms. Wades in with the punches. Slams the outside thigh kick. Cosmo Alexandre hasn't shown us a lot yet. There's the first overhand elbow from the champion. He comes here very highly rated. Many people considering him a danger opponent for JW in his first fight back after the Contender Series.
JW landing some good solid shots to the head of Cosmo there.
Front kick from Alexandre, front kick from Parr. Overhand right. Alexandre wants to lock on and launch the knees, and now he gets the chance. Crossing elbow off the right, didn't find the mark. It's been a clean fight so far. Hasn't been a lot for the Murph to do as third man in centre ring.
I'd like to see JW just drifting out to his right a little bit more, staying away from that right hand of Cosmo and right elbow. Just the only thing in that strategy that he'll have to watch is, of course, the left step knee. But perhaps that's going to be safer ground for JW.
J-Dub ties up, looking for the takedown and gets it. But crowd respond. They're a very educated Muay Thai crowd here in Queensland, way above the rest of the country, and they appreciate a good Thai-style takedown. Oh, overhand right went so high, St. Peter knocked it back.
Cosmo letting that elbow fly off the right as well. And, a better round for Cosmo, but on my scorecard, I'm still going to give it to JW that round.
I agree, 10-9 for JW, 20-18 after 2.
Once again, Cosmo using his reach, and he's really looking to let that elbow go, that right elbow. Jump double kick from Cosmo, nothing really. JW getting the uppercut through. The other punch is guarded. There's that right elbow of Cosmo. He let it fly, and if that lands, it's going to mean trouble for JW. But Cosmo got the leather earmuffs on, nice and high. He's well aware of the punching ability of John Wayne Parr, and he's not going to get caught with anything silly, Cosmo. Beautiful takedown, Wayne Parr. Score well for him.
Good to hear a bit of JT between rounds. We are ready to go. Third of 5, 2018 unofficially. We are giving it to Wayne Parr. Jab outside thigh kick from the Aussie gunslinger. Cosmo Alexandre hasn't impressed so far as the defending world's champion. Will he turn it up here in the third? Smashing right hand from the Brazilian.
Well, the Brazilian has a fight style that has confounded many in his many bouts in Thailand. That right elbow has caught more than one opponent and put them to sleep.
Good sportsmanship there too from Cosmo Alexandre as Wayne Parr slipped on the Triple M logo. Cosmo didn't pounce on him. A lot of respect here from both men. Uppercut from Parr, just manhandling and brawling Cosmo Alexandre. It's not pretty, but it's effective. Just pouring the face with the left hand. He wears the right hand as JW. One of the best shots of the fight so far.
Needs to keep that guard up, JW. Now it's getting a little bit loose and Cosmo's picked up on it. He may try and roll an elbow over the top of JW's guard. Because he has that height, he's able to get the elbow over the top of the glove quite easily.
You know who he reminds me of with this height hammer at this weight? The old Cash Gill.
Cash the Flash Gill, of course.
Another tall middleweight fighter who fought and lost to Ian Jacobs in the 1990s. Double jab, body shot. Cosmo moves in, locks up JW. There's the negating leg across the waist to stop any knees rising up from Cosmo Alexandre. Very nice Muay Thai technique here. And they trade hooks. Neither man drew the short straw. Jumping knee from Cosmo, to left hand on the way in. Old JW now, throwing the right hand. Slips again. Alexandre needs to get a whole lot more aggressive here. His is the belt to defend. It's JW's to win. Outside thigh kick, getting the trajectory behind it though. JW's going to be careful. He is tending to drop the right hand a little low. I'm surprised that Cosmo Alexandre Hammer hasn't thrown any looping round kicks throughout this fight, really.
He's really just starting slow and he's not getting out of gear as much as I would like to have seen Cosmo. I think he's just being a little bit intimidated by John Wayne Parr, Cosmo. You've got to remember he's had about 30-odd fights. JW's had a lot more and his reputation does precede him.
JW just picking him off with the handiwork here. It's all scoring stuff for JW. Unloads the right hand as the Aussie megastar. Again, Cosmo coming forward, not throwing anything. It is simply a lack of work rate from the world's champion. And again, JW takes it 10-9.
Well, I just think, and the only thing that concerns me from JW is losing his footing a little on these logos. They should go to work with the bottom of his feet, put a bit of coke or something on the bottom of his feet to make it a bit more sticky. There you see Cosmo going for the low kick. JW punching over and through the grapple, working nicely, nice evasive work. He's well aware of that big right hand from Cosmo, JW, and just weaving nicely out of the way of it. And out of superior work rate alone, I've got to give that round to John Wayne Parr.
Interestingly here, Cosmo Alexandre came off his stool very early from that break, way before David Ellis said seconds out, and he was waiting a good 15 seconds for JW to meet him in centre ring. Here we go, fourth round of 5, 30-27 JW on the Hammer and My unofficial scorecards.
Well, there's going to be a sense of urgency now from Cosmo, and he's going to get to work with those legs. I was actually just looking over at Nugget in the break there to get his thoughts, and he gestured that he believed Cosmo will start throwing those round kicks and go true to form. Cosmo starts to rip him out.
Body shot, crossing right hand from Alexandre. Jumping round kick from Cosmo Alexandre. Overhand right from the Brazilian world champion. Leading left hook from JW. It is interesting to note how much the handiwork has become a lot more aggressive in JW and Brute McPhee since their recent ventures over to Singapore for the Contender Asia.
Well, certainly their boxing skills have been fine-tuned, no end.
Oh, jumping knee! Overhand elbow. And JW again just negating. Cosmo uses his long legs to try and sweep out the support leg. Ugly shot there from JW, telegraphed that one.
Nice dropping body shot off the rear. And again, as I stated before, boys, I'd like to see JW just drift out a little bit more away from that right side of Cosmo.
Front kick from Alexandre. Is still doing nowhere near enough here, Cosmo Alexandre. There have been better glimpses from him thus far in this round, but you've got to wonder what's up with the world champion here. Is it just that he's being overwhelmed by JW and a very hostile, parochial crowd who is fully behind the Aussie megastar?
JW is striking a lot at the gloves of Cosmo, which a little bit amused by. I'd like to see him maybe set a bit more. There's the body shot. The body shot's hurt Cosmo now.
Body shot to the right side of the carcass, Ernesto Hus style from JW, and Cosmo fires back. Nothing working here for the world champion though. So far JW's had his measure. Jumping downward, hammer fist almost. Distancing wasn't there.
Nice have a look at the speed of that round kick up to the head from Cosmo.
And JW proving harder to catch than Osama bin Laden. End of the fourth round. Another one for JW, I see it, Hammer.
I'll give that one 10-10 actually.
So I've got a 40-36. And the Hammer has it 40-37.
There's a jumping round kick from Cosmo, sort of getting through the guard. No real damage done by it, but still a good attempt from the Brazilian. JW fights back, rapid fire hand combinations, works the round kick well, and just props that lead kick to keep Cosmo off him. Looking for the big body shot, and there was one or two that actually hurt the Brazilian. There's the jumping downward elbow that went a little bit wary.
A bit of Kanye West and Jamie Foxx between rounds, and we're ready to rock and roll. Fifth and final. We have it on our scorecards that JW is so far ahead here that Cosmo Alexandre has to knock him out to win it.
We have seen, however, in the past, Michael, with some travesties on the judges' scorecards. Let's hope tonight is not one of those nights.
It would be impossible, Hammer. I could not see it. Cosmo Alexandre just hasn't connected with any clean shots on JW. His work rate has been nowhere near as much. Step up knees now from Cosmo Alexandre. And as he starts this round more aggressively than the four previous rounds, you've got to ask the question, is it too little too late from the world's champ?
Or is he saving it all for the last round, knowing that JW is going to be a little gassed? Here goes JW.
Rapid fire handwork from John Wayne Parr. Outside thigh kick from JW. Doubles up on the jab. Right hand, wild uppercut from Cosmo Alexandre.
He got caught with a solid left there, did Cosmo.
He came here with such large wraps. He was so highly rated. A lot of talk of that sportsbooks for him had this as a very dangerous fight for JW. But the way I've seen it for 4.5 rounds so far, JW has completely had Alexandre's measure. Alexandre has not phased JW at all. JW double forearm guard. Nicely done. He's just out-muscled, out-aggressed, out-techniqued the world's champion here tonight.
Well, it's been interesting to see that JW hasn't got into those stand-up grappling situations with the taller Brazilian Cosmo. He's literally punched his way out of the clinch a couple of times, and that's a testament to the hand skills of John Wayne Parr.
Wayne Parr gets out of dodge with some fancy footwork. Cosmo forces him into the corner. Again, the negating leg across the waist, and it'll just stamp the knees out. Body shot from JW. Nothing getting through on that occasion. Not long to go here in the final round.
Waist clinch, JW throws Cosmo down.
Straight back to his feet, Cosmo Alexandre. JW using the ropes over there. Brian Murphy's got to keep a close eye on it. It's going to make no difference, though, because he has totally outscored Cosmo Alexandre here. JW is going to become the new WMC World Middleweight Champion. All the prayers of Cosmo Alexandre haven't worked here tonight unless he finds a Hail Mary shot like that. No, it ain't going to happen. Yes, we've got a new world champion.
What a finish.
Cosmo Alexandre raises his hands and celebrates Hammer. What the hell was he celebrating?
He's celebrating and making it to the end without getting knocked out. That's what he's celebrating.
In the words of John McEnroe, you cannot be serious thinking you won that one.
JW, unless there's a travesty of justice on the judges' scorecards, should get the strap, should get the win, should get the belt here tonight.
On my scorecard, a clean sweep every round, 10-9 for JW.
Once again, the flurry of handwork from JW, punching his way out of the clinch. Clever tactics. He studied Cosmo well and schooled him in the art of quick handwork tonight. John Wayne Parr throwing Cosmo down. The test of strength in the last round. Testament to the hard work of the gunslinger John Wayne Parr.
5 3-minute rounds under full tie rules. Evolution 12. Ladies and gentlemen, as we go to the judges' scorecards, the new WMC World Champion, John Wayne Parr!
He's done it! Wayne Parr has done it! A look of disappointment on the face of Cosmo Alexandre. I don't know why. And JW hoists his daughter Jasmine into the air. John Wayne Parr is the new WMC Middleweight Champion of the world.
He's a very tall man. You're a bit worried about that because he's quite a big middleweight. One of the biggest ones we've ever seen. What was your initial reaction?
I did my research. I watched a lot of DVDs. Man, this guy is not a pushover. This guy's the real thing. He gave me a very technical fight. I couldn't afford to black out for 1 second, otherwise he'd take me out. His jumping knees and his long knees and his elbows are amazing, so I'm really lucky to get this title, and I'm just so proud at the moment to finally live one of my dreams.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's fantastic to see. It was a tough fight. It's good to see John Wayne with that belt around his waist, and I'm sure Cosmo's going to want to have a rematch at some stage. It was a great fight.
Yeah, that was awesome. It was just very technical. We didn't do nothing silly. We just tried to play the game. I tried to use my range. I tried to use my body shots. Just use my hands. While I'm here, I'd just like to thank a few people. I'd like to thank my mum and dad, of course. I'd like to thank my beautiful wife, Angie. I'd like to thank all the boys who helped me in the gym. Daniel, Adrian, all the boys in the gym. Everyone knows they are. Fox Sports for putting the shows on the telly, because without Fox Sports, kickboxing would still be in garages. Josh Sexton for putting the show on. I'd like to thank Rod from Prime. He's come on board and he's going to give me a hand from now on, so I'm really looking forward to that. And just thank you, Australia. Thank you for getting behind me all this time.
Ladies and gentlemen.